the Indiana Fever just broke the web with this news. I'm not gonna lie. This caught everyone off guard. It's crazy. As soon as you think stuff is cooling down with the WNBA, something wild happens every single time. We're gonna look at this. All right, so the Indiana Fever put out this tweet. It says, "We have parted ways with head coach Christie Sides." People losing their coach. I don't know what's going on. Something in the water. I don't know. I found that pretty interesting. This Indiana Fever firing, there's a lot of elements to this that you got to pay attention to. I'm going to show you guys some stuff I found out. I thought was pretty interesting. Now, the person who was like the lead part in the firing was Kelly. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her name. Out of respect, so I'm just going to call her Kelly for this video. He said, "We're incredibly thankful to Coach Sides for embracing the challenge of leading us through an integral transition period over the last 2 seasons, while also positioning us well for the future. While decisions like this are never easy, it's also imperative that we remain bold and assertive in the pursuit of our goals, which includes maximizing our talent and bringing in another WNBA championship back to Indiana. Coach Sides was an incredible representative of the Fever in our community, and we wish her nothing but success in the future." Now, you're probably wondering who Kelly is. So this came out September 23rd, 2024, and it says, "Kelly, basketball trailblazer and longtime executive, will return to the Indiana Fever as president of basketball and business operations." Now, Kelly, who shaped the Indiana Fever into one of the WNBA's winningest franchises as president and general manager, will return to the team as president of basketball and business operations when the 2024 season concludes. She led the franchise from 2000 until 2018, when she left to become the Pacers' assistant general manager and the first woman in league history to hold an executive basketball management role. Kelly is serious business. She worked in the NBA, she left for 6 years, and then now she's coming back. I think she understands as well as everyone else that women's basketball is at a peak of like really taking off. There's a lot of talent coming in, and the Fever are at a point where they're about to go from a fairly bad team to one of the best teams in the WNBA for years to come, for a lot of years to come. If you help build something up, why would you not want to be a part of that? Now, there's something to know. She said this September 23rd. I'm going to play her press conference thing in a second. But it says, "The WNBA and the Fever have always been a part of me, and it's truly a privilege to be asked to return to lead this team at the unprecedented time of growth in women's basketball. I want to thank Kevin Pritchard for asking me to join his management staff 6 years ago. There's no doubt that experience will serve me as well as this next chapter." Listen closely to what she says, because this gives hints to why Christie ultimately ended up getting fired. So I'm gonna play the clip.
Anytime you're asked to return to a place that you helped build, you had a hand in building, it's special. So I certainly wasn't, thinking of this as an option at the point in my career where I am, but I'll say Mel Raines is a good recruiter. I'm going to have her help me with some free agents. So I'm really grateful to Mel, to Herb Simon, the Simon family, for trusting me. This is a seminal moment in women's sports. It's a big opportunity to be a part of this rising tide that we're all experiencing. Building the franchise from the beginning gave me a lot of insight, institutional knowledge, 6 years on the NBA side, to be ready for this moment, to leverage all that experience, and certainly look at this as a new business. There's a huge amount of gratitude, I would say, to Lynn Dunn and to Allison Barber for everything that they did to kind of stabilize and get things pointed in the right direction as well. Those are some tough years. You don't get 2 #1 picks in the draft by having a great team and great years. You go through some peaks and valleys. So I really feel like we're poised and we're set up for a great, successful next era of Fever basketball. The growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity here. So I think that's a goal for the future, it's always about your players. I was raised by Donnie Walsh, and it's not about me, it's about our players, and I want to put them out front. We're going to look for ways to continue to grow that.
She made those comments, and obviously that starts with the coach. People compare Caitlin to Steph so much because Caitlin and the Fever and Leah Boston, everyone like that, they have a chance to turn the Fever from like the brand they were, which is like not very good, to a $1 billion team like the Warriors. Y'all saw how Steph Curry transformed Golden State into a $1 billion team. So the Fever have a chance to do that. She understands that. And why would you not want to be a part of something you already had your hands in for however long she was here? It's understandable. Now, knowing this information, like I just said, the coach is one of the most important pieces to that. This was 4 days after the Kelly hiring, I believe. So I'm gonna play this clip.
Thank you, Ryan. For both of you, You, of course, were jubilant when you drafted Caitlin and jumping up and down on the whole scene here, right? We've all seen that on social media. Did she exceed your expectations? Did you think it would be like this? Not only the playoffs, but the crowds. In other words, is it better? Was she better than you thought? Was she the same as you thought? Kind of, you can put it in perspective. Thank you.
I don't think any of us were ready for what that was going to be like. She's an incredible player, and we knew she was going to make a huge impact immediately for us. It was just going to take some time, just like it takes any other rookie coming into the best league in the world. But she did. But the thing about Caitlin is her competitiveness and her wanting to just win everything from every drill, every shooting drill. That just propels her to be, she wants to be great. And she did things that put her in that category this year. She makes everybody around her better with her, her game, the way she's a playmaker, and she gets everybody involved. But, she's, I would say she exceeded, expectations just because I didn't think really we knew what it was going to look like.
Lynn, anything?
I wasn't surprised.
This is the most important question right here out of this whole thing, right? I found this answer by her very interesting. Like, just watch how Lynn Dunn answers this question.
With Kelly in the mix, how does that change the dynamic?
She's talking about Kelly, the lady I just showed.
Of the front office and the work that you do.
Well, first of all, I'm thrilled that she's back. I don't call her coming back, that she's here to take us forward. Her experience in the WNBA, her experience building this franchise, her knowledge, her experience in the NBA. It's a perfect time for her to lead us in the future to the next step. And I think her coming back in the role of a president of the business and the basketball side is just amazing. Positive plus for us, and I look forward to working with her in whatever capacity she needs me to. And I know Christie feels comfortable with her. We feel like we're in good hands, and I want to thank Mel Raines for making it happen.
I think she might have been blindsided by this choice. You heard she said she's excited to work with her. So she probably thought she was the coach for the future. We saw it, and then now she's fired after today, right? So crazy, right? Now, the next major question is, who is the next coach? In my opinion, if I had to guess, I'm not going to waste y'all time and go through a rabbit hole. I'm just going to I'm going to get to the point person. Out of all the candidates, my guess, if I had to pick, I think it's Stephanie White. It says this: Connecticut Sun coach Stephanie White has reportedly been in talks with multiple WNBA teams regarding her coaching future. The former Purdue star has been the leader of Connecticut Sun for the last 2 seasons, but a change could potentially be on the horizon. On Wednesday, y'all see here, White has spoken with multiple teams about her future, including the Sun, Chicago, Sky, and Indiana Fever. White recently told reporters that she's been dealing with a family emergency that has put her future plans on hold for the moment. White, who played at Purdue from 1995 to 1999, could be an intriguing candidate for the Fever job. She played in Indiana for 5 seasons, so that was during the time when Kelly was with Indiana, 2000 to 2004, and was an assistant coach from 2011 to 2014, winning a WNBA championship as a member of Lynn Dunn's staff in 2012. White was also the head coach for the Fever from 2015 to 2016, posting a 37-31 record. It's been an intriguing opportunity for White, with the Fever having back-to-back #1 picks in Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. Boston was Leeds Rookie of the Year in 2023, and Clark took home the honor in 2024. So if I had to pick based on all that history, I think it's going to be her. Based on what Christie Sides was saying and, Lynn Dunn, Christie Sides and Kelly spoke, and they might have been like, oh, you're the coach, this is what I want moving forward. But she probably had a discussion with Stephanie White, and it might have changed her mind, like, yo, we could bring in Stephanie White. Christie got to go. And you can't blame her. It's business. That's basketball. It's a crazy business sometimes. But I do think Christie Sides was a little blindsided by this. But I just hope they bring in, a vet coach. That'll be good for all the players, because I do think there'll be a top 4 seed next year. They should be in good shape. It's not an easy job. It's a very difficult job because the expectation is for them to be a top 4 seed and, make it past the first round next year, maybe to the, semifinals or WNBA finals. So it's going to be a hard job to take. That's what's going on there. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section. And as always, it's your boy.